Hello guys, welcome to our YouTube channel, all viewers. From today onwards, I'm going to start a new course which is HTML and CSS. In this course, you can see, I think you can learn more things because I'm also come from a beginner, so I know how to reach the people who don't know about even single point about the HTML and CSS, and which means the front end development, right? So I will show you the all the things about the front end development and why the HTML and CSS is going on, and how we can learn, and what are the tools we have to use, like these things. So in this video I'm going to tell you basics about the HTML and CSS. Let's dive into the topic. In this video I'm going to share some basic things about the web development. That means HTML and CSS, why we use this HTML and CSS for the web development, right? So to create applications or to create websites, and to style the website, and to add some functionality to the websites, we use this HTML, CSS, JavaScript, like this. So first of all we will know HTML and CSS. Later we will move to JavaScript, which is our mm, which is a advanced topic. So first of all we have to know HTML and CSS. So in this video I'm going to share you some basic things about the front end and back end, and like this. And we will move to second PPT, which is definition. First of all we will know the definition of the web development and what are the things, which is the introduction. And I'm going to tell you the classification, front end and back end also, and also full stack developer, which means both front end and back end, how it's going on. And later what does developer do. And next thing is the tools used, what are the tools we are going to use in this HTML and CSS and JavaScript. And conclusion, what is the conclusion of this video. Let's first of all we have to know that definition of the web development, which is in the word, that is web and development. Web is means it refers to the websites, web pages, or anything that works over the internet. For example, um, first of all I want to show you that I'm searching here Amazon. Here I'm clicking on the link amazon.in. I think here you can see I'm accessing the Amazon website because of the internet facility, right? Without the internet I'm not able to access the Amazon or Flipkart, like this. Okay, which is it refers to websites, web pages, or anything that works over the internet facility. Okay, next, development, building the application from scratch. I think all of you know about the Facebook, Amazon. These are all the apps available to us in these days. But in previous days, I think all of you don't know about the even about Amazon, Flipkart, right? Why it is available to us today? Because of the internet and development of these websites. Here, these websites are developed in that way that it can provide more number of facilities to the users. So it means development, web development. We are going to develop the web. So we are the web developers. Okay, just feel like the web developers. Next, web development. Web development refers to the building and creating and maintaining of websites. It includes aspects such as web design, web publishing, web programming, and database management. Here, these are all the things that we are going to do as a web developer. Web designing, web publishing, web programming, and database management. Web designing is um, I will show you. Here you can see a lot of pages here, and if I click on the single page, it takes me to the next page, which means who who are going to design these type of things here. Here, see all deals and offers and top deals with exchange blockbuster offers. Who are going to arrange these in this manner? We are going to arrange all these things. So we are going to design the web. And web publishing, that means if you want to put the application into the online, we need some internet facility and we need some uh, access. It means here you can see that connection is secure, which means they are managing their host name and domain name of their own. That means which is security, which means web publishing, which means publishing their web into the world. Web programming, that means here I will show you the programming, which means I'm inspecting this page. You can right click at anywhere and you can see the button here, inspect, which is inspect. Here you can see, I will show you. Here this is all the just a minute. Here I'm going to select elements. Here you can see a lot of code here. Who are going to write this code? We are going to write all this code. Here you can see the text, JavaScript, and here you can see a division. Here if you are going on a one element, it will show here, it is hiding the some part here. For example, if I click on this, you can see some of the things here, like I'm going to H4. Here heading, here you can see that price and price, and here I'm going to hover on some text. You can see every element in this page is linked with this code, which means who write this code? We are going to write this all the code, which is web programming and web data management, which means whatever the data you are going to, you like if you search some element like I'm going to search about t-shirts, t-shirts for male. If here I can see, if I search it for t-shirts for male, you can see a lot of things are going to visible to us, like so many number of shirts here, right? So in this way we are going to manage the data. That means whatever the data we are giving, it will be go to database management, and it will be sent to the user. It is the creation of application that works over the internet, that is website. It means it is a creation of application. For example, if you take the same example like a Flipkart, it is going Amazon, sorry, it is an application which is um, working on internet, right? We are going to design and we are going to develop the website or a web page which is operated on using web, operated using internet. Okay, the term development is usually reserved for the actual construction of these things. This is to say that programming sites, the basic tools involved in hyper programming language is called HTML. I had already told you we are going to learn HTML and CSS. These are all the tools we are going to use to develop these sites, like in this way. Like here, this part is here and this part is here, and the scrolling like this. Here, if I tap on this arrow mark, I'm going to get the these things, right? So in this way, we are going to develop an website or a web application using the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. JavaScript is the main thing. It plays a major role to add functionality to our website. Okay, and next thing, which is classification. Web development can be classified into two ways. I already told you HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. JavaScript. Three are these three belongs to front end development, which is whatever we are seeing in the website, which is visible to the user, which is the front end. That means that is the part that is visible to the user. But the part, for example, if I click on this and I added this to my cart, here I'm not getting the things because I didn't sign up. So you can get the I think you can see that whenever you are click on the button that is added to cart, your will be added to cart. And if you are place order there, whenever if you order on that, whenever click order, it will be received to the Amazon server, and it will be transferred to the local branches, and they will provide the stores, that is groceries or t-shirts or casuals like this, according to the product that you ordered. Right, here web development is, here you can see the challenge of web development and terms of web development services, analytic interpretation, and these are all the services, these are all the services, and these are all the things we are going to do. Front end development, the part of website that the user interacts directly is termed as front end. I had already told you the part that we are going to see in the website is going to the front end, and it is also referred as the client side of the application, which means we are the clients, that means we are the users, right? So it is going to deal with the users. And a backend development, which is backend, is a server side of the website, that means whenever you log in your information into the information is going to the server, and there is a database. In the database, your information is going to store. It is the part of the website that users cannot see and interact. That means you can't see that information, that like your Gmail and your passwords and your names. They those things are already in the database, and you are not able to see that those things, but you can see those things in your account. But there is already a portion that is mm, um, arranged to your data, which stores your data. It means the users cannot see and interact. That means the operations that are going to do. It is a portion of software that does not come in direct contact with the users. It do not directly contact the users. It is used to store and arrange the data. Here I had already told you that it is going to store the data of the user or any other something, which is called backend. The front end development includes HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React.js, and there are so many things. But backend development also different. Here, this is the front end development. You can see here, right? I think you can see here. Here, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. These three are the front end, and backend and TypeScript. These are all the front end development, right? HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. There are JavaScript. There are a lot of things you have to know. Here there are AngularJS, React.js, Vue.js, and script AngularJS, P5.js. These are all the library functions, and this is the JS different versions. And these are all the packages of the JavaScript. This is TypeScript and ES6. This is the new model that is launched in the 2006, which means ES6. HTML, CSS, these are all the normal things. And in these CSS libraries, pure CSS, CS framework, Bootstrap, Bulma, Foundation, Materialize CSS, Semantic UI, Tile 1 CSS, and CSS processor, SCSS, LESS. These are the processor, framework, and library. HTML is used to construct the our web page, but CSS is going to style. That means whenever they HTML, for example, if you created a HTML a button, and it will be style like color, background, and whenever you click on the button, what is the color of the background of that button, like those things. And JavaScript is used when, for example, if you created a button using HTML, and you using style, and you style this button using CSS, and but the functionality is going to done by using JavaScript only, which means whenever you click on the button, submit button, the JavaScript tells the web, that means Chrome browser, where it is going to store that information. Okay, next thing, which is front end roadmap. HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. HTML means hypertext markup language, which is the full form of the HTML. HTML stands for hypertext markup language. It is used to design the front end portion of the web pages using the markup language. It acts as a skeleton for a website since it is used to make the structure of the website. I had already told you, using HTML you can create a button, but you can't style those buttons using HTML. But using CSS, you can style that button. CSS, cascading style sheet, which is the full form of the CSS, cascading style sheet. And referred to as CSS, it is a simply designed language intended to simplify the process. of making web pages presentable. It is used to style a website. For example, here there is a button like Great Indian Festival. I think you can see the Great Indian Festival, right? Whenever I will show you the button. For example, here there are a lot of buttons. For example, I am selecting these men's shoes. Here you can see that here this is a button. Collect your offer now. This is a button. I think um, here you can write, you can create a button. That's it. But whenever you want to you are going to style that button. You have to use CSS like these background color and this text font size and the border radius, which means border is round, or here you can see the border is circle, but the here is border is just cutted. That's it. In this way, you can arrange the elements in a style way, which is using CSS. And JavaScript is scripting language used to provide dynamic behavior, which means functionality of a website. Like whenever you click on the submit button, where the information is going to where uh, where the information is gone, like those things. And Bootstrap is a free and open source tool collection for creating responsive websites and applications. It is also one of the things in CSS which is going to create responsive websites. It is the most popular CSS framework for developing responsive mobile first websites. Nowadays the websites are perfect for all the browsers, that is IE, Firefox, Chrome, for all the sizes of screens, desktop, tablets, phablets and phones. This is used for those things. And Bootstrap, there are the different versions, that is Bootstrap 4 and Bootstrap 5. And front-end framework and libraries. Front-end includes AngularJS, ReactJS, Vue.js, jQuery, Bootstrap, Material UI, Taiwan CSS, jQuery. These are all the frameworks used to develop the websites. And backend roadmap. Here the backend is going to, like, you are already know, right? C, C++, Python, Java. These are all the things we are going to store the information of the user given data, like PHP is there and Node.js is there. Node.js means JavaScript, Python is there, Ruby is there, Java is there, Golang is there, C hash is there, and storage. These are all the backend things we are going to we have to know. Whenever you want to learn the backend, then you have to know at least few of these. Then you can able to know the backend. And backend roadmap. PHP is a server-side scripting language and designed specifically for web development. It is a web development, right? Java is one of the most popular and widely used programming language. It is highly scalable. It is the programming language which you can use to store the data of the users, like that. And Python is also the same thing. And Node.js also the open source cross-platform runtime environment. And next thing is backend frameworks: Express, Django, Rails, Laravel, Spring, Hibernate. There are a lot of things to know. These are all the backends. And a full stack developer. Full stack developer is both backend and front end. For example, if you know Java, C hash, and C++, like these things, and you know some HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, now you are a full stack developer, like that. A full stack developer is a someone familiar with both front and back end development. They are generalists, adept and wearing both hats and familiar with every layer of the development. That means both front end and back end. Obviously, employees want to hire full stack developers. According to Indeed study, there are four most in demand job. Like whenever you are a full stack developer, you are going to get a job very easily. In America or London, there are a lot of opportunity for both front end and back end developers. It is a little continuous in the generalist nature position, like this. And what does web developer do? What are we are going to do? Translating wireframe designs into working code, creating the architecture of the content of site, building a functionality and responsivity. For example, if you click on the submit button, you have to receive some text like your form is submitted successfully, like these things. That means functionality of that website using JavaScript. We can only add the functionality using JavaScript only. Updating the renovating sites, troubleshooting, fixing bugs. And tools use WordPress, Joomla and Drupal, a typo 3. Adobe Experience Manager. These are all the tools we are going to use whenever you want to design or develop a website. Conclusion. In today's web development, a good page is design essential. A bad design will be led to loss of visitors. So this is the conclusion of this. So I think you can able to learn the HTML, CSS and JavaScript also. First of all, I am going to start HTML. So if you really want to learn HTML and CSS in a very good manner, in an efficient way, then don't forget to subscribe our channel and keep watching our videos. Thank you guys, and thank you for everyone.